We're here to talk about smart meter towers just installed around the Yarra Ranges and the wireless radiation issue in general. Let's go to this little animation. The scale of the universe available on the web. We'll click the start button and this will bring up the human being at the size of between 1 to 2 meters. Zooming in, past a basketball, mouse, egg, coffee bean, ant, the human egg cell, transistor gate, and finally to our own DNA. The Local Standards Authority, ARPANSA, regulates a safe limit, but these are based on short-term thermal effects only and do not consider the long-term low-level radiation effects which could be damaging the DNA chains at a very low level. Now everybody's talking about these possible health effects, but no one is talking about damage on the embryonic level or unborn. When a human is fully grown, they have got plenty of DNA and may be able to tolerate damage and still be functional, despite symptoms reported as headaches, nausea, anxiety, palpitations, tinnitus, and psychotic behaviour, as well as immune system failure and more. Zooming back, the first thing we'll encounter is the human sperm cell at a size of around 25 micrometers, a little larger than this nucleus. Going further is the human egg cell. In terms of mass, a fully grown human compared to a single fertilised egg cell is enormous, so the amplification of radiation-damaged egg cell DNA, no matter how small, could in fact be multiplied trillions of times, with devastating results of deformed children. Back to our slides. The Bio-Initiative report is a collection of over 1,800 peer-reviewed scientific reports on effects of low-level radiation. So don't tell us that there's no scientific evidence. This conclusions page reports abnormal transcription at extremely low levels, and the so-called legal limit is around 1 million times greater. Here is evidence of embryonic damage on plants, executed by children. On the left are cress seeds growth without Wi-Fi. On the right is the presence of Wi-Fi. And as we can see, they couldn't even germinate. They are dead. The Wi-Fi indeed toxic to life. The next slide shows a hilltop in Italy. Google search animals affected by electrosmog. And these are the animals shown deformed, living around these towers. As we can see, the disfigurement is very disturbing. Even chickens can't walk and keep falling over. Cats and dogs are also affected. Here is the Applewood Retirement Village near Melbourne, representing how we treat our elders with similar monstrosities above. What I can say about this is substitute any deformed animal with a deformed child, and one day that child would look you in the eye and say, "Mum, why didn't you do something when you knew this was going to happen?" This next slide shows the translation of the electrosmog video in Italy, where over 50% of the population suffers from insomnia, anxiety and depression, with especially high rates in children, and we are headed this way. Coming home, a smart meter tower in Montrose, residential commercial area that wasn't there 2 months ago. Here's another in Mount Evelyn, also just 2 months old, exempt from any planning approval, we are told. Since when is reading our electricity meters an essential service? Didn't council notice groups strongly opposing smart meters? Why weren't they excluded when revising a telecommunications policy? Here we show the Yarra Ranges Council agenda, February 2013, stating evidence of health risks has not been substantiated. Where does this conclusion come from? Also, wording associated with potential health risks has been removed from revised policy. We repeat, reading electricity meters is not and never has been an essential service. The so-called ARPANSA federal policy is grossly inadequate, and we seek to partner with Council to send a very clear message to authorities at whatever level. Anything less attracts liability and negligence for failing to act in the best interest of the people. Back to the Wi-Fi in schools issue. Council is in much stronger position than us to contact and pressure both local schools and the Education Department to take notice of the humanitarian crime of rolling out Wi-Fi for children. Here we see a pair of excellent websites with information and a source of non-consent forms for concerned parents. And don't forget to Google, plants won't grow near Wi-Fi. Here's the non-consent form. Here's a very good pamphlet summarising the bans in Europe, quoting the local authority ARPANSA for parents to encourage their children to limit exposure. For God's sake, why didn't Council consult the authority before removing all health concerns from their policy? This final slide was a surprise. Talks about the rapid rise of immune-related diseases and makes the conclusion that continuing this way, one day all immune systems will collapse and all forms of life will die out, extreme or realistic. We put Council on notice and reject the assertion that health concerns are a federal matter. No minister has declared this. We look forward to Council re-establishing an appropriate telecommunications health policy and to issue warnings to every parent through the local school network and education department for a radical change in policy before it's too late.